Yeah, it was episode 31, right?
Yeah. Episode 31 will come out on
The second. I got that one.
They're coming in through the back door! Save the children!
What?
Sorry, just doing my vocal warm-ups.
I thought somebody was going to break out into the RV there yet stuff.
I didn't know what was happening. I was lost.
Is that how we should start the podcast?
That would be a great start to a podcast, actually.
Hang on.
You got to do the whole thing.
I don't know the whole start. I just know that.
Oh, Jesus
I don't know the whole thing.
Hello and welcome to the Roundabout Podcast. This is episode 31, and I am a host, Austin Sudduth. With me today, I have Michael Levine, Shane Nicewonger, Hunter Brittle, and what you just witnessed was a failed start. How you boys doing?
Good. Call it a cold start.
Oh, they're going to witness the whole thing.
God, that was rough.
I've played one less session of RV there yet than you guys, so I have more of an excuse.
But
I think we listened to it twice as much in the session you played.
I think we did.
Because Tyler wasn't there to keep turning it off.
That's still less. That's still less times than you guys have listened to it. So,
not by much. Tyler was not a fan.
Here, I'll give it for you. All right, we're going to start the podcast in a fun way. A wee away, a wee away, a wee away. Girl, Shaka Child, and welcome to Achieving Absolute Calm with Austin. There you go.
Thank you.
I like it. Very well done.
It's fitting.
It is very fitting, actually. It's freaking hilarious that the name lines up because it's absolutely something that you would do.
And he's a bald man with a beard.
100% something Austin would do.
God, yes. But the problem with that is my creativity comes in the night and hits me in the face without me knowing it. Like last week, I felt very.
I think that's just your wife.
Yeah, but no, because when she hits me, it stops all thinking.
You got ghosts.
I wish I had ghosts. Great things we have ghosts, but we won't get into that.
Your mic thinks you have ghosts.
Man, I'll tell you what. At this point, I'm pretty convinced that if anybody can see ghosts, it's kids.
Oh yeah, 100%. I fully believe that. But last week, I loved the intro that I came up with. It just hit me while I was cooking dinner. I was like, this would be funny, and that's what it comes up. But obviously, 4 out of 5 times, I don't have anything funny to come up with to start the podcast. So I just kind of roll with it. That's why I have notes, because if I relied on me coming up with something every week, I would have nothing. So I am almost done with all of my notes I got from coming back from Extra Life, but I've got 1 or 2 more left.
So you're going to need to make another trip up here so you can get more notes.
I'm going to have to make another trip just to come up with random things on the road.
That's the end of the season.
Would you like to hear one,
Austin runs out of content ideas. That's the end of the season. We'll go to season 3.
We're lining up for that. We're on track. We're on track for season 3 coming in a few episodes. The actual last note I have from that, because now that I look at it, I thought I had another one. I only have 1 left, and I'm just going to go ahead and get it out there. I don't even know if it's worth talking about. But have you ever had just an irrational hatred towards someone or something that even when you think about it, you're like, why do I have this? It just doesn't, I know it's irrational. There's no actual rational thought behind the hatred behind this, but you just have it.
I definitely used to. I don't know that I do anymore. I think I've mellowed with age, but I definitely used to. I can't think of examples off the top of my head. I can think of somebody else's example. But as far as my own, I know I did at one point, I'm sure. But I just don't really hate much of anything irrationally anymore. There's some things that give me plenty of reason to hate them.
Right.
Especially, this day and age. But irrationally, no. I think I've kind of I've learned my lesson about, don't judge a book by its cover or whatever, right? Like, just let people prove they're not worth it, kind of thing.
Mine is I hate the contents of the book, and that's part of my irrational hatred. But Shane, you said you have one. What?
The city of Philadelphia. Mainly for their sports teams.
Spoken like a true Yinzer.
They irrationally hate everybody else, or you hate them?
It goes both ways, probably, but...
Okay, fair enough.
Like, is there something Philly does that triggers that?
I watched a guy get into a fight at a Penguins game over a parking spot. He was from Philadelphia. I think that's what started a lot of it.
Would you consider that irrational, though? Or that feels like
maybe that is rational.
Yeah, you like have something behind that kind of sparks that.
Yeah, I would
hatred.
define a irrational hatred as just unfounded, or well, I guess
it's unfounded. Yeah, it's unfounded.
Yeah, unfounded, just hatred.
Right.
No particular reason.
At what point, though, is holding a grudge longer than you should becoming irrational? Like, I'll give an example, and I'm going to out Melinda here, right?
Yeah.
We were, back in the day, we were big Jimmy Johnson fans, my mom and I. And one of the years on his way towards a championship, he got wrecked at Texas Motor Speedway right in front of us. We were there watching the race, and the wreck happened right in front of us. Sam Hornish Jr. turned him, destroyed the car. I think Sam had some, I don't remember if he got loose. Like, it definitely wasn't an intentional kind of thing. Jimmy got the car rebuilt because, the 48 car had the best pit crew, or just the best crew in the world at the time. They got the, new body panels put on. He went out, salvaged a finish of whatever points he needed to get, and he still ended up winning the championship that year. To this day, my mom still hates Sam Hornish Jr. And what makes it really funny is Sam actually got in our car for a practice and I think a qualifying session one time while Michael McDowell was racing the Xfinity car for RCR.
And
Melinda still just couldn't stand it.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Because of an event that happened in the mid-2000s.
Yeah, that feels irrational. Like, I can see how during the time, yes, that makes sense. You're the person you're following, you want to do well, and someone ruins that. I get that, but yeah, that once enough time passes, I feel like that's enough time has passed. You can let that go.
Yeah, the guys, both of them are retired at this point. But I guess, that's my point. Like, at what point does holding the grudge for something that used to be legitimate just become irrational because so much time has passed?
What's the statute of limitation on grudges?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and even that, I mean, talking about the event, it still kind of has a borderline irrational to begin with because it's racing. That stuff happens. Like, it's not that was like a one-off thing that never really happens. I feel that event is common enough that you kind of like, yeah, it sucks. But to just have that level of a grudge to someone because of something like that feels misplaced to me. But that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's all sports fandom, isn't it?
True.
All sports fandom is irrational.
True.
It's a bunch of grown men cosplaying and saying that they're not cosplayers.
That's also true.
This is real life.
Wearing another man's name on their back.
Yeah.
When they're not the ones doing the act.
Getting all hot and bothered and turned on when their wife wears a jersey with another man's name on it.
Listen, in the fall, a bunch of 18 to 23-year-olds are going to determine my mood every Saturday afternoon, and that's just part of who I am. Sorry.
That's not true. That only lasted 3 weeks, and then you gave up.
It's true.
That's how bad it was.
And now you have James Franklin, so...
Crippling depression.
What did it
true,
give?
right? It got me more hope for next year so that it hopefully lasts longer than 3 weeks. But now I've got hockey to determine my mood for however
So you
long.
run into the Penguins in the playoffs.
At an irregular... The Penguins aren't going to make the playoffs.
We're second in the division.
Calling it now.
We just won again tonight.
The Olympic break is coming. It's going to derail everything, except for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
No, it won't.
And see, Austin, this is where sports is completely irrational.
Yeah, no, I'm just listening.
Two grown men arguing over a bunch of other grown men
doing their jobs.
Right.
I'll tell you an irrational sports hatred I have is for former Colts GM Ryan Grigson, who I hold personally responsible for ruining Andrew Luck's career. And I think everyone can agree on that one, that Andrew Luck was a generational talent, but the GM refused to draft players that would help him, that would protect him on the offensive line, resulting in a record-setting sack statistic for for the season, and ultimately Andrew Luck's early retirement.
I mean, again, still irrational, but I can't understand it. Like, that's when poor decision making ruins a player's career. That definitely can be frustrating.
So, Ryan Grigson, if you ever hear this, fuck you.
We know you're listening.
We have a feeling
We
that you
know
might
you're
one
listening.
day hear this.
I hate
hope he
Bob
does.
Nutting, but I don't think it's irrational.
That's just because I feel like sports, if you're a fan of a sports team, you're supposed to hate the owner, right?
No, I don't hate the Penguins owners. The Steelers owners, I think they made an incompetent hire head coach last week, but don't hate the Rooneys. Just Bob Nutting.
I blame
This is
Fenway
cheap.
Sports Group,
Just
honestly.
Bob Nutting.
Wait, that's the Pirates, isn't it?
No, that's the Penguins.
Which one's the Pirates owner?
Bob Nutting.
Yeah, that's what isn't that what I said?
No.
No, you said you blame Fenway Sports Group.
They own the Red Sox, which I guess you would hate them, but
It's true. I do hate the Red Sox.
His hatred for them bled into something else.
Yeah. Honestly,
He blames them for everything.
honestly, fuck the city of Pittsburgh. Like,
Well, I think we just found his irrational hatred.
hey,
Seriously.
the people of Pittsburgh were very nice to you when you watched the
they were
Lightning
not,
lose.
and that you know it.
You watched the Lightning lose and then walked across the street to our baseball stadium, and you got like 3 hecklers.
That's a fair number of hecklers. All right, so for backstory, Shane lives up outside of Pittsburgh, an indeterminate distance. I flew up there one weekend because the Tampa Bay Lightning were playing in town up at Pittsburgh, and I was like, well, let's go to the paint bucket. Sure, why not? And so we go up there for the game, but there's also immediately following the hockey game, there's a baseball game. I will say Pittsburgh's sports stadium setup is pretty cool in that they're all right next to it, like either right next to each other or right across the river. So that's a cool setup. So we went after the hockey game, we went right over to the baseball stadium to go catch a Pirates game. And I think we got there like halfway through the first inning, I think.
Yeah, and the only reason we were late was because that referee died.
Yes, that was but so I was in my Tampa Bay Lightning gear, and the Lightning got their ass handed to them by the Pens in the hockey game, and so I'm just stuck in my Lightning gear because I didn't bring anything else because I'm a proud Tampa Bay Lightning fan. Really wasn't counting on that being a loss. And so then we go and walk across the Clemente Bridge, and apparently a lot of people had the same plan, which good plan, as I mentioned earlier. I got a lot of heckles in that wearing that jersey, walking across the bridge, walking to the parking spot, like everything. Like it was to be expected when you're wearing the away team jersey in Pittsburgh. But it was a good experience other than that.
I don't think anybody said anything to you before the hockey game, though. Like, until Tampa lost, nobody said a word.
That's true. Yeah, everybody was high on their laurels after
And then you told me not to out you as a Yankees fan. Well,
yes,
the
that
Pirates
would have
and the
been
Orioles
really
were playing.
bad.
It's bad enough being a Yankees fan.
It's bad that I'm a Yankees fan, or it's bad enough being a Yankees fan?
I mean, both. You know, it's disappointing that you are a fan, but also, I mean, let's be real.
But I'm not just a bandwagoner. I'm quite literally grandfathered into this fandom. It's the purest.
Look, that doesn't make it better.
It's the purest form of fandom outside of living in the city. Change my mind.
No, you're just as bad as the guy that takes the subway to every game.
Wrong with taking the subway.
Go be a Mets fan.
No, the Mets weren't on my grandfather's TV in 51.
Not to get away from the irrational topic, but all of this just reminds me of a story that I love to tell because it was of my dad. It was one time when the Houston Astros played against the Rangers, and he went in with a Houston's Astro jersey on, but a Texas Rangers hat on. And I was like, what's your plan here? He goes, well, whichever one loses, I'm taking off by the end of the game. I was like, oh, please, God, let it be the hat.
Was there something under the jersey?
That's so much.
No.
That's no. He wouldn't have. That's awesome. I didn't know that about Chris. That's cool.
That is a classic my dad thing. I was like, the
Absolutely.
only way you could really get away with that is because it's two Texas teams. Like, if this was like another team, that wouldn't have flown. Like, everyone would have hated you. The fact that it was two Texas teams, you could get away with this.
Yeah, two Texas teams, and we weren't in the hometown of either one.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, my irrational hatred, to get around to this point.
Children's beds.
No, that's rational. Like, that's a valid thing. I have documented experience of why it was terrible. Mine is Alanis Morissette, and it's because of two songs. Number one, her biggest hit, I think, Hand in My Pocket. At no point do I understand why her hand is in her pocket. It just has always bothered me. She's got one hand in her pocket and the other one's throwing high fives, smoking a cigarette, playing a piano. I don't know why her hand's in her pocket. That has always bothered me.
Because she's casual.
That doesn't make sense. The other one, and this one is where the true irrational hatred comes from, is her song Head Over Feet. Can you guess why that's irrational to me?
I can't, because
you just hate things that don't make sense to you.
Oh, this one goes a little bit deeper. Number one, the song is called Head Over Feet. That's not the phrase. Head over heels is the phrase.
That's true.
And she, in the song, she uses it in place of the phrase head over heels. Already bothersome to me. The second part about that, my head is always over my feet. Very rarely are my feet over my head.
Isn't that the point of the saying, though?
Then we get into the point of the saying. Thank you for leading into the further annoyance of this. The original phrase was heels over head. And we, in our infinite stupidity of the human race, decided to flip it for some reason. And it is no longer the original idiom of heels over head, which literally means like turning your life upside down. We say head over heels.
Yeah, it doesn't sound as good.
Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue as good.
But it makes sense for what you're talking about. Head over heels does not make sense. Your life is not flipped. You are going the way you always are if your head is over your heels. And I think it only doesn't sound as good because we're used to it.
So far, that's the only part of it I'm with you on. I get it. The idiom is backwards. Like we've definitely flipped it. I don't have an irrational hatred for it or anyone who uses it, though.
I want to be honest. I didn't realize that was a flipped idiom until today.
Yep. But the irrational hatred is because Alanis Morissette has a song called Head Over Feet, which isn't the idiom that everyone knows.
which isn't even the right one.
Which then threw me into this research annoyance that it's
Austin.
head over heels and it's wrong.
I'm completely on board. Give me a picket sign.
I can't tell you how many times that song has come on the radio, because the number one radio station I listen to is Lithium on Sirius XM. So it's all 90s and 2000, like grunge or alt rock and stuff like that. And so she comes on all the time. And like Hand in My Pocket, it's a catchy song. It's a good song, but I'm just being cheeky when I say I don't understand why her hand's in her pocket. Makes no sense. But Head Over Feet, I listened to the song and just like the first time I listened to it, I'm like, this seems odd. But I was like, wait, that's not the phrase. And I go and look up the phrase. I was like, well, where's this phrase come from? And it was like, we just threw that just sent me. And so every time I hear Head Over Feet by Alanis Morissette, I'm just like thrown into this irrational hatred and I change the channel.
I get it. I'm right there with you. Yeah.
So that was my note. I mean, obviously that Irrational Hatred was before Extra Life, but like I said, that's my radio station, and I listened to it for 14 hours driving home. That song came on 3 times, and yeah, I was like, this is a note. Added to the list.
You would think that a radio station like that's, billed as like all things grunge or all things in X genre would not repeat things as much as Sirius XM radio does.
Right.
You
I mean,
know,
there's
like
plenty.
It's why I don't do Sirius XM. I feel like they're worse about it than any other type of radio.
Well,
I mean, it's terrible.
like I said, I listen to that one a lot. And what I have noticed is that throughout the day, they kind of just have like the same like 8-hour window of music, and they just repeat it.
They pre-program blocks of songs, and it just repeats. Yeah,
Right.
It's all pre-scheduled.
Right. And then I think because it was a weekend, that's why when I listen to it throughout the weekday, I never hear a repeat song because they actually have DJs or hosts that are there from morning to the evening. Whereas like the weekend is kind of like, okay, this is their, like, it was a Sunday. So it's like, I'm pretty sure this is most of their days off. So it's just repeated content. So like Sunday, I think is really like the worst offender about it. Whereas like the rest of the week, it's not as bad. They might repeat one song twice, but yeah, the fact that it is 90s and 2000s, there was plenty of that music to go around that you shouldn't be repeating songs. But yeah, I agree on some level.
I think the most egregious one is they have not even a genre. It's their decades channels. You know, the 30s on 3 or the 50s on 5 or the 80s on 8.
Right.
You got 10 years of music. Why am I hearing Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer 5 times a day? I should not.
Absolutely. That's terrible.
That's my there you go. I've got an irrational hatred for Sirius XM radio.
It's happened.
It's
You
happened.
found it.
Yeah, I had that thought, and to this day, it happened last week. I heard her song, and I immediately was just like, I can't. I want to be happy today. I can't listen to this.
I can't do it.
I can't.
This is it. He's snapping. We've reached the limit. I've got something that I want to start making a regular thing on this podcast. Being the man from Florida myself, I'm going to start a new segment, This Week in Florida Man, where I go and find
all about this.
The Florida Man headline of the week.
I love this.
I've got 2, one for last week because I really think last week's could really be a good talking point, but I'm going to do this week's first because it's also hilarious. So a Ocala, Florida man, 40 years old, received a 4-year prison sentence for attempting to rob a Taco Bell with a rock.
Deadly weapon.
Attempted, so I'm guessing he didn't make it?
The man approached the Taco Bell drive-through window holding a large rock and demanded money from the staff. In fear, the employees ran out of the building while the man allegedly chased after them. After fleeing the scene, he was located hiding behind a nearby dumpster.
Wait, so he went to the drive-through window,
Yes.
and the employees panicked and exited the building?
Instead of closing the window?
Yes.
Right. Close the window and leave the window.
Yeah.
You've gone to his territory.
Or close the window, and if he uses it, he's out of ammo.
Right. Now you have the
Now
rock.
you
Right,
have
yes,
the
now-
rock.
Pass me the
No,
rock.
it's my pass me the rock is crazy.
I mean, that's like being scared of an alligator and going, I'm gonna get in the water.
Right.
Like you've gone to his territory by going outside.
Listen, man, it's Florida Man headlines.
I understand.
Florida man attempts to rob other Florida men.
That was this week in Florida Man. Last week in Florida Man, I don't have the article pulled up, but so I'm not going to know the guy's age or the location of it, but it was in Florida, and the man was found inside a Walmart trying to do a TikTok challenge where he stayed overnight inside the Walmart. and to receive donations and such. And I feel like I could do that.
What, get arrested at Walmart?
How hard could it be to not get caught at a Walmart?
That's a good question. Now, I think I saw this. Was he was in something, wasn't he?
I can't remember. I'm gonna have to pull up the article. I don't know where they found him exactly, but I just know that he was found inside the Walmart after a certain amount of time. But I feel like I could do that though. Like it cannot be that hard to be quiet in a Walmart and last the night. Granted, he was live streaming, so probably egging on TikTok, so the voice might carry a little bit.
True. That didn't do him any favors.
I mean, did you? I'm probably not because you were a mechanic. But did you go through SEER in the Air Force?
I did not go through SEER. No, I did not.
Because I feel like if you had, then you'd have an unfair advantage. But the fact that you haven't, you don't have military training in evasion. I feel like you could do this. Now, I will say, Roundabout Gaming does not sanction these kind of events.
No.
However, I will happily talk about it if you do it.
You said do. Anyways, we're being serious.
Yeah, I feel like I could. I feel like I could do it. It cannot possibly be that hard. Obviously, I'm not going to TikTok stream it, but I feel like I could hide out in a Walmart for just overnight. You know.
Then you could Discord stream it, and we just all check in on you.
Yeah, I could do that. All right, guys, it's 2 a.m. I'm hiding in a clothes rack, the same clothes rack I've been hiding in for the last hour. Starting to get hungry.
That's kind of where I was thinking. Like, okay, the hard part isn't staying in the Walmart. The hard part is being in the Walmart and then everyone closing up. Because then after that, you're just there. What's your plan? Like, what do you do? Because they have cameras. So they're going to know if you like went to the food area and started eating the food. So now you have theft on the record. What's the plan? Do you bring a pack of cards?
I would find a deep shelf, like one that can support my body weight, preferably behind some like the paper towel. They're not boxes, but like the rolls of paper towels.
Uh-huh.
And I'll hollow out an area behind those and hide and I guess sleep. Pray I don't snore loud enough that the guard hears me.
Yeah, that's where
But
I'm
I
just
feel like I
like
could-
Hilarious. You get caught, and then they go, by the way, you might have sleep apnea.
Right? Yeah, you snore.
like I could see something being like cheeky, like setting up like a tent and like a sleeping bag and stuff like that, like with the intent of like getting caught. Because then they can't, like, you're not really, I don't know. They could probably get you for something like using their products without buying it. But I feel like if you're like, hey, I'm just going to buy this at the end of this, there's not really much they can get you on other than trespassing. Like, that's about it.
Yeah, because it's not shoplifting until you leave the store without paying for it.
Correct. And you didn't break in, you were already there.
They can't get you for entering.
just entering. No, but it is like it's trespassing. It's trespassing is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, I see trespassing, and that's like the only thing they can really charge you on. However, it's Walmart. They probably wouldn't really care. But I think they only care if they catch you attempting it to begin with, and that's about as far as they would go. Like, hey, just don't do this. Go home.
What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Well, Brittle, I think I have a way for you to do this, and I think we're probably a little too late this year, although I do think you need to go and report on it for us.
Oh.
But they do have the Florida Man Games coming up.
That's right. You texted me about this.
It's towards the end of February, and it is quite literally live the headlines without the jail time. So I think we need to try and get you entered into this for the next round.
I love that tagline.
They have one that's like they have an event because I've seen this before and done limited research. They have one it's literally just evade the police in like this certain area.
It's so the games, it's the top one, evading arrest obstacle course.
I really feel like I could do that.
You're chased by a police officer after stealing copper pipes and catalytic converters. Find the frozen iguana and chuck a gator through a drive-thru window to earn a victory in your freedom.
That's awesome. Is this a team sport? Can we all participate?
Well, so it does appear, I think, to be a team sport. However, judging by the people that they have as team GMs, we're going to have to get a lot more popular to be able to qualify as a team. But
Oh,
I think so. Kevin Flynn at Florida Man is the Tampa team GM. I think what we need to do is try and get Brittle on his team for the next round.
Oh boy.
Whenever that is. I don't know how often they do this, but
I feel like I could do several of those events.
I could do several of them. Am I going to win them though?
Is your ability to be a Florida man hampered at all by the fact that you're not a natural born Florida man? You're a transplant.
I've killed a gator, so I feel like I've earned it.
That's more than most people can say.
Yeah, I killed a gator on night 0 of being a Florida resident. Hit it with the.
They do also have a mechanical gator that you can wrestle.
Those mechanical ones are rough though. I can't do like mechanical bulls and stuff like that. They'll kill you. But then Florida men actually go out and wrestle real gators, and they will kill you.
How bad do you want it?
Yeah, I think you'd fit right in. I think what we need to do, I'll give you the keys to the Roundabout social accounts, and I think you need to go and report on this for us.
Yeah.
Now, I've got questions about the Florida games. How long has it been going? Do y'all know offhand?
Not a clue. I just saw it on Instagram earlier today and sent it to Brittle and said, hey, it's in Bradenton. I think you should go.
Yeah, because my follow-up is, how many people win it that are actually from Florida? Like, is there people that come in from other states and they out Florida people?
I'm sure there's some, because you have to sign up and register and stuff. So I'm sure that there's a background check or something involved. Like, hey, this man's from Alabama.
Yeah, but like, I want to know the success rate of those guys. Like, who is out Florida? Like, is Florida actually the prime Florida, but yet it might actually be Arkansas? They're just a little bit more subtle about it, and Florida just doesn't care. And that's why we have Florida man.
In terms of, like, the states, it's Florida. But country, Romanians.
I kind of see where you're going with this.
I feel like Romanians could out Florida men, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because those guys are
I can see that.
unhinged.
Yeah.
Like the age old. There's a reason the age old question asks: can a Florida man strip the catalytic converter off of a? Wait, what's the? Dang it! This was going to be really funny, and then I fucked it up.
Lost the plot.
What is it?
Take your time.
Nah, you're gonna have to cut
Shane
this.
need to Google it for you.
I can't remember it off the top of my head.
We will get through this together.
Please cut this.
Shane?
I can't remember it.
He'll hold your hand.
Shane, can you help him?
What am I Googling?
Mr. Googler.
Yeah, well, what do you need? Sorry. I zoned out.
What's the start of it, Brittle?
No. Can a Florida man steal a car before the Romanians strip it for parts? That's what it is.
All right.
That sounds racist now.
That's not racist. It's not racist. Regionist?
No,
maybe. But not racist.
Not finding anything.
Yeah, his Google search is coming up empty. I think we try to get you some tickets to this. I think it'll be a good time.
Hey, put it on the company dime. I'd love to go.
Yeah, the company isn't making a dime right now.
Damn. You put it on the company IOU.
You said we need to get you some tickets for this. To me, that implies it's a business expense.
Get tickets.
Look, we is not me here.
Can I write this?
No.
$40.
I'm gonna. We is you. You is Roundabout.
When is this?
February 21st.
Okay, I will be here for this. Oh, it's at
tickets
the
for
Freedom
general
Factory.
admission.
It's at Cletus.
Yeah, it's at the Freedom Factory.
I might have to. Yeah.
I'm wondering what spectators do. Like, what's the spectator area look like here? Is there spectators?
Brittle, you could still get in this.
You think?
Yeah, they're selling tickets. You can go watch.
No. He can still be a part of the action if he makes a audition video.
No,
fills out this form.
Yeah, I found it in the FAQ, though, it says that the deadline was November 1st.
That has long passed.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Maybe this is an old event and they haven't updated the FAQ. Yes, I mean, the team sign-up thing is still available, so you could try.
I think it's interesting that they have different like region captains. Like they've got a Tampa team, a Daytona team, a Duval team, so like Jacksonville, and a Pinellas County team. I really feel like they're missing like a good panhandle team like Tallahassee or shoot, even a Miami team. Like you need for it to be the Florida Man games, you're missing two big pieces right there.
Well, I think the problem is the cops are there. So anybody from Miami is just going to automatically be flagged as a drug risk.
Just not showing up. Like, nope, can't go there. There's cops. They're part of it. They're supposed to be there. I don't know. Could be interesting though. I might actually have to check it out.
The post-match interrogations is done by it's the guy from Super Troopers.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They got a star-studded cast for this. I might have to check this out. I'll report back.
Can we get you a media credential and then you go cover it?
Oh, that's a great question.
Jimmy Firecracker here, reporting live from the Florida Man games.
Jimmy Firecracker, that media guy.
You have to do all of it in that.
Right.
That's a Dragon Ball Z reference, actually. But yeah, that's been This Week in Florida. And it's devolved into me going to the Florida Man games, apparently. So I'm here for it.
Devolved. I would say it's promoted up.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's an evolution. That's not a devolve.
If I could convince my wife that I need to go to Florida around that time frame, you can bet your ass I'd go.
Absolutely, me too. I'd be there in a heartbeat.
I'm sure
I kind of want to go to this as well.
You live right up the road from it, and you're like, well, I don't know. Maybe I can go.
Yeah, and you don't have a wife to check in with.
That is true.
Exactly.
It's not on a Saturday, is it? I do work Saturdays.
All you have to do is make sure you're not astral projecting.
Astral projecting. Yeah, that comes and goes randomly. You never can tell.
It is on a Saturday, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I do work.
I hope you could. I hope you can tell.
Take the day off.
I had a thought that the other day backstory for me. I at one point smoked cigarettes. I only smoked them for about 2 or 3 years, and I was very closeted about it. I got it whenever I was in construction, and I was driving an hour to job sites, working all day, and then driving an hour home. Ended up falling asleep at the wheel 2 or 3 times, and I was like, I gotta find something to keep me awake. Cigarettes was my way to stay awake while I drove in the car. But I just when I got out of that life, I just didn't really care to smoke cigarettes anymore. I realized I got addicted, and so I was just I got out of it. Haven't smoked a cigarette in over 10 years, more than 10 years now. But it had me thinking, because someone was smoking a cigarette, and I was like, that person seems young. They look like they're freshly 18. And so I was wondering if there was ever something that would, or what was something you waited to become old enough for, but once you were that age, you did not care. So for some people, it's oh, I can smoke now, but they don't actually want to smoke cigarettes because we have more known statistics about cigarettes and nicotine and tobacco use, or drinking. I'm not going to say this was any of us who didn't wait to drink till they were 21. Pretty sure I will probably bet everyone a part of this podcast started drinking before 21. I'll put that out there. I know those statutes of limitations are up for all of us.
Me, never.
But was there something that you were excited about to that had an age requirement, and whenever you got there, you're like, nah, I don't want to do it?
Playing the lottery.
Ooh.
Oh, that is a good one.
That's a good one.
Because that's what I was trying to think of. Because I guess the closest thing for me would be cigarettes, but I wasn't ever excited to do it. It was more just that milestone of I could.
Right.
And then I turned 18 and I was like, yeah, I guess I can, but I don't really want to.
Right.
I can't think of anything else because, yeah, you're right. I mean, I was drinking well before 21. mostly with my folks. I mean, they were the ones who taught me to be responsible with alcohol, and part of that was not waiting until I was 21 and not in the house to let me try different alcohol. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. Lottery ticket is a really, really good one.
That's a good one. I don't think I bought my first lottery ticket till I was like 27.
Yeah, I was gonna say I turned 18 and then realized I didn't have money to buy them.
Real.
That also it's real.
What's
like,
the
man, this is
Powerball
so
at
cool.
this
I
week?
wish I could afford
3
that.
million? Hell, that ain't nothing. Give me a Slurpee. It's like, that's a real thing. I didn't buy my
Absolutely.
first lottery ticket
Yeah, I
till
don't know.
I moved down here to Florida, actually.
I remembered on my 21st birthday, I went to the casino with my family, and I wanted to play blackjack or like card games, but nobody like that I was with did, and like I didn't want to go off on my own and be that idiot at a blackjack table that doesn't know anything about blackjack. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to the casino. This is cool. And then didn't go again for like 3 more years because like A, I didn't have anybody to go with, and B, I didn't want to learn blackjack on my own until I started playing it with my friends. Like we would play poker and blackjack at college, but yeah, I guess it'd be gambling for me as well.
Yeah, that's actually that is another really good one because I went to Vegas a couple different times before I was old enough to gamble, and then I turned the right age, and then I didn't go until I was working in NASCAR. And I think I think probably the first couple times I went to Vegas, once I was working in racing, I gambled. We would stay at the Monte Carlo, and that was fun. Like, and it really, what I figured out was if you just sit at the table and like sit at roulette and just play minimum hands, you got free drinks. So it was more just a way to just get free drinks. And as long as I felt like I was winning as long as I broke even because I probably drank, 40, 50, $60 worth of alcohol. But yeah, even then, even after the first few years, I think part of it too, we stopped staying at the Monte Carlo and went down to the South Point. And that was like just gambling with a bunch of 80-year-olds. That wasn't terribly fun. So I kind of stopped gambling when we went. It just kind of after the first couple of years, I just kind of got burnt out on it. It wasn't as fun anymore.
See, and that was one of mine. There was a couple that I had for myself. But yeah, gambling was one of mine that I have actually still have never been to a casino. It's like I love playing poker, like Texas Hold'em. I have played on my phone for 15, almost 17 years. Just the free, fun little Texas Hold'em games. I love them. It's a fun game to me, but I have never been to a casino. So that is a big one for me. The one that I have that hasn't been spoken, that I have not done, but I couldn't wait to do it when I was young, was go to a strip club.
Ha! Yeah.
It was I turned 18 and immediately I still had like I can do this. But what if someone finds out? Like, I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah, especially in our small town, man. Like,
yeah,
that was always my thing too. Yeah, same way. It was like, okay, I could, but and like I wouldn't probably get in trouble, but I don't like. What if what if I run into somebody I know or like it was, yeah, growing up in a small town, that I always felt that was a little weird.
Well, even going and like visiting another town where like it's an option, like, oh, I could go to Dallas, and the chances of me running into someone I know is insanely small. Just never did it. Like, just something about it. I was like, I can't go to it. I would like to. I can't do it. It's not happening. So it was one of those things that it was like I could not wait till I was old enough to go and do, and then just never went.
Brittle, how were the strip clubs in Guam?
No comment. My lawyer has advised me to not answer the question.
Good lawyer. And I say cigarettes was one that I did not do because I actually wanted to. Like it was one of those is like I could, and it was like a way I knew would keep me awake. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm 18, I can have a cigarette now. It was more of like, I don't want to fall asleep at the wheel anymore. So I'm gonna smoke cigarettes to keep me awake. But then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, no, there were several things that I was like excited to do. Like, yeah, when I turned 21, I went and had a drink like that night. Definitely locked that one in. But then, yeah, there was like never went to the strip club, never been gambling. But there was just like some things that I was like, I'm old enough now, and I always wanted to do this, and just never did it.
What a wholesome guy you are, Austin.
Yeah, so wholesome, such a good guy.
Thank you. I agree.
It's funny you went the direction of cigarettes because I also worked construction, especially in high school and early college, and had similar drives like that. And I gravitated towards sunflower seeds, and I at that point had one of the like I don't even remember what it was called, but it was the iPod where you could have videos on it. And I loaded it up with like Chappelle and Robin Williams and other like comedy specials and I would just like listen to that and kind of like watch it out of the corner of my eye while I drove. And I think that's what, kind of led into me being so into podcasts because that's how I would keep myself awake. It was before podcasts were really a thing. And so, yeah, I listened to comedy specials. But yeah, that's the direction I went to keep myself awake because I had some of those same moments where it was like, I don't remember the last like 3 miles, and that's kind of scary. And
Yeah.
yeah, I went towards sunflower seeds because I was a baseball player, so I already knew I loved sunflower seeds and I could spit them on the job sites and it was no problem. So then I just started keeping an empty cup so I could spit them on the way home. And then yeah, turned on the prequel to podcasts, I guess. I'd be spoiled for choice now. Before it was like scouring the internet to find a comedy special that I could fit on my iPod.
Never made the jump to dip, did you? Just stayed at sunflower seeds.
No. I kind of knew pretty early on that if I ever touched dip or cigarettes, that it would become an addiction really quick. Just the way that I went through sunflower seeds. I mean, even to this day, I could go through 2 bags of sunflower seeds a day. So I pretty well knew early on, like, I don't need to ever touch those because it's going to become a problem real quick. Also, sunflower seeds, way cheaper for a broke high school kid than tobacco. Like,
Fair enough.
sunflower seeds were way cheaper.
I say for me, it was like the addiction really wasn't as bad. It was early on how I knew I could kick an addiction pretty easily because once I was like, okay, I need to stop this. It only took me like 3 or 4 months to like fully be off of cigarettes to where people could smoke around me and I not want one. So it's like, okay, I know I don't have like a heavily addictive personality. Like I've never been addicted to alcohol, and I drink it fairly enough. But if someone were to be like, "Hey, can you go a year without alcohol?" Yeah, absolutely. I could just drop it and never touch it as long as I wanted to. But it was kind of one of those things for me. Like I tried different radios. I tried listening to something like a video on playing on my phone or something, like something else. So that's when I knew I needed something more chemical to keep me awake, and cigarettes was cheaper than energy drinks because I'd only smoke like 2 cigarettes on the way home because that's about how long I could make one last, because it wasn't like I got to get through this thing. It's just like, okay, as long as I am puffing on this, like I'm engaged in it. And so that's what kept me awake. But you do that for 9 months and you go through, I was going through a pack like once a week. So, I mean, it's not like I was just burning through these. And like once I got to the job site, didn't touch it. It was like, these are my car cigarettes. Don't take them out of the car. Like early on when I was smoking, I would go to like parties and people would be smoking and I'd be like, I don't need one. I'm not driving. So for me, it was just a purely drive thing. I think like 90% of all cigarettes I smoked were in my car, and that was the habit that grew. And then I got out of it. But yeah, it was one of those things that for me is just like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm 18, I can do this now. It's like, oh, 18, I can do this now, and that's going to keep me from falling asleep at the wheel again.
Just missed out on Instagram Reels.
I'm not
Could've
going to
been
show
Instagram
my
Reels
age
in
that
the
safer
hard.
going down the road.
Right. We when me and Mike turned 18, nudie mags was still a thing that was prevalent, so we didn't have Instagram Reels.
All right,
True.
Grandpa, let's get you back to bed.
Right. Never bought those either. Never got one of those when I turned 18.
Such a wholesome man.
Yeah, I never bought any of mine either.
Okay,
like,
hold on. You said you never
I found
bought
some in the
any of
woods
Yeah,
once.
yours.
so did you steal them? What did you
So
mean
you
by
had
that? Hang on.
some.
No, I mean, like, did y'all ever come across forest porn?
What?
Yes. But it stayed there. I did not want to bring that juju in my house.
Well, no, I didn't either because I didn't want to get caught with it. But
I have
You
no
just
idea
moved
what
it
you
to
were
a different
talking
tree
about.
stump.
no, I left it. You've never found forest porn.
No.
No.
So
The
back in the
internet
day,
exists.
when it was in
these kids are too young that the woods became unsafe by the time they were born.
Yeah, true. Yeah, back in the day, you could roam forests and not get kidnapped. And porn was in physical form. It was on in magazines and such. And people, in order to not get caught having it in their house, would have it in like a little waterproof box out in the woods. And it was like, I'm pretty sure it was a rite of passage for a long time of like it was a thing. Like you went in the forest and found the porn.
That's
Was it the
druggy
communal
levels
porn?
of dedication to that shit. Like, what the hell?
It's communal hide and seek porn.
Yeah. And now y'all just type it in on your phone.
Right, in incognito mode.
We used to have to work for it. In the snow, uphill, both ways.
Uphill both ways is crazy.
Out here rummaging the forest
Oh,
for
God.
magazines.
Nope. Future is now, old man.
Well, yeah, obviously. You kids. Everything's handed to you.
Instant gratification. You'll never understand what it feels like to wander the woods for an hour and then finally found it. Or how to work for anything.
You didn't remember where it was?
Oh, you absolutely dude.
Yeah,
You
so
find
what are you
forest porn,
wandering
you
for?
know the path.
They had
because someone put it there. And
So
so
they took
moved
a
it.
map with them and then put an X when they found it so they knew where to go back to for the next time.
Buried treasure.
Yeah, and 3 months later, they moved the treasure.
Yeah, that's what the buried treasure was for pirates.
Oh boy. Old men you are.
Yeah, I know. On that note, let's wrap up.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed, I think. Anyways.
My old bones need their rest.
I need a rest. I spent 6.5 hours putting a desk together today, so I am kind of tired. But anyways, thank you for listening to yet another episode of the Roundabout Podcast. Please let us know what your irrational hatred is. I bet there are some good ones in our community. I bet there's gonna be some that I'm like, I see it. I'm there with you. Leave that. Let me know if there was anything you were so excited for, and then you got there and you're like, nah, this ain't it. I want to know. I bet there's some we didn't think about. But please feel free to contact us on your social media platform of choice. We are either Roundabout Pod or Roundabout Gaming. We are on Twitter, not Mastodon. We are on Instagram, Threads, Facebook. I'm missing one. What am I missing?
You're always missing Blue Sky.
Blue Sky I hit. Instagram is the one the reason why I named that one first is that's the one I forget. But Blue Sky, you can find us on there. Check us out on our streams Friday. We have streams. This last one, we did a party stream in golf with your friends. Always a great time. Shane loved it. And so
Love
you
that
can go
game.
watch his immense joy in completing every course we started.
And if you do want to go back and find our past live streams, the VODs are on YouTube. You can go find them there.
Yep, we stream on YouTube and Twitch. The great thing about YouTube, if we stream on YouTube, it's automatically uploaded as a VOD. So, can you not find them on Twitch?
I think
Do
you
you not
can,
have-
but they expire after a while. But our whole past catalog of VODs is on YouTube.
Yeah, we are playing RV there yet. I think we could probably actually wrap it up in one more time. So maybe this coming Friday, as of this recording,
Wrap up the first map.
we could and go on to map 2. So
I just
Kinda
punched my microphone.
don't do that. We need those.
don't
You've
know
already
why.
established we don't have money. We can't replace that. But anyways, please follow, like, subscribe, comment. I would love to hear some of the comments y'all have about what y'all found in the forest. But we love you. Y'all have a great day, night. I don't know when you're listening to this. Have a good one.
Keep an eye out on Let's Play. I think Tyler and I are going to do a Super Bowl prediction video that should come out sometime this week.
Nice. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.